Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Talking Tractors with me, Raznak. And today we're going to look at some Ford New Holland stuff, the 8340 series of the Ford New Holland tractor, and then we'll be taking a peek, behind the wagon, of the New Holland TX32. Yeah, so let's just jump right into it. Ford New Holland 8340. This tractor was built from 1992 to 1997, from 92 to 95 as the Ford 8340, part of the PowerStar 40 series, and then from 96 to 97 as the New Holland 8340. And they were the same tractor built in the same factory. These were built in Basildon, England. Let's see, they brand new in 1997. These tractors were $43,500 in the standard configuration. And then, now, adjust for inflation today, that is $69,291.93. Yay. It came with a 57.5 gallon fuel tank, Ford Genesis 6-cylinder 7.5 liter diesel engine powered this and put out 106 PTO horsepower. It actually came with two different transmissions, and if you look here, this says SLE. So this 8340 came as an SL, which was a 12-speed transmission, or it came as the SLE, which we see here, that are 16-speed transmissions. It came as two variations. You could get both the AC cab, or you could get a dual ROPS canopy option. And I've seen a couple of those mods out there for FS17. I haven't seen for 19 yet. The vehicle, dependent upon options, weighed anywhere from 8,684 pounds to 10,802 pounds. So yeah, it's the Ford 83 slash Ford 8340 slash New Holland 83. One of my favorite tractors. I preferred it in 17 better. I think it sounded better in 17 than it does in 19. Let's jump in here real quick. Fire it up. Get in close so you can hear her purr. Just got it attached to the fuel Mauser here. That way it wasn't just sitting in the field not doing anything in all of its glory. Yep, that's the Ford 83. If you look inside, nice. So this is a really nice mod. So it's a great little mod. I use it on my Boulder Canyon setup. Kill the engine on that one. Jump in to the New Holland. Let's see, is our boosters coming? I'll tell you what. Swing around to the other side. Unload him. Quick, we're pulling the Brent wagon. Brent 644. Now used, I've looked up some of these on some of the tractor auction sites and some of the resale sites. Used, these tractors, I saw one that was like 5,000. It was in rough shape, and I've seen some that were up around $20,000 hours. Those were overseas, I think. Actually, yes. Ones I saw, they were could have been Europe, may have been Europe or England. I can't remember. So. But I mean, getting 20-year-old tractor and it's still worth 20 grand. It's not a bad deal. Unload our harvester. While we wait, this is the very first video on my new system, and I hope it turns out well. I hope I don't have any frame issues. I'm able to run this on very high settings. I hope you can notice. Still just 720p 30 FPS, and I do that because I don't have the upload speed for internet to do anything better than that right now. Just take too long to upload. So Set this on cruise control and watch it work. That is that. Jump here in the cab and it's over here. Park it and then jump our TX32. Alrighty. So this is the New Holland TX32. This was built from 1988 to 1994. I believe they were built in Belgium. They could have been built in Nebraska, but I believe these were actually built in Belgium. I couldn't find an absolute source that would confirm that. I do have the year and a lot of other stuff. Like I said, 1988 to 1994. As for the new price, I could not find it. I've looked these up used. I found them, a couple of them in England. That's the only place I could find them listed. There was one that had, I think, almost 5,000 hours on it, and it was around $20,000. And then they had one that had around 3,300 hours, and it was $35,000. And both of those came with the header. This New Holland TX32 came with a Ford 666 HT 6-cylinder diesel engine that put out 155 horsepower, had a 90-gallon diesel tank. The grain bin was 5,600 liters or 160 bushels. The vehicle itself was 32 feet long, 12.5 feet tall, and weighed over 20,000 pounds or over 10 tons. I believe that was weight with the header, and the measurements were with header. As for the header, you could get, here in the game, this is a 12 foot, yeah, a 4 meter or 12 foot. This could get anywhere from a 12 foot to a 17 foot header for this harvester. So it had different variations. I don't know how large of a corn header put on this, but I did see that they had different header sizes, a 12, a 15, and a 17 that was available for this tractor. Wish I could speculate on the new price. I was able to go to the National Farm Machinery Show in Louisville, and I was able to talk to the Case folks from Case there. And if you've watched my previous Talking Tractors where I went over the Case 1660, it was the same situation. I couldn't find any new listed prices. Talking to the sales reps there and some of the people that have been there over 30 years, they didn't know the exact price, but they do know it was just a little over $100,000 brand new for a Case 1660, and that was back in the 80s. So in today's money, I think you're looking at almost $230,000, $240,000 for those, and I would assume that this harvester was probably the same price, probably around a six-figure price mark in the late 80s and early 90s. What the exact price is, I couldn't tell you. I wish I could. Yeah, that's the New Holland TX32. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Just a short little thing, just exploring some of the real world information about the New Holland Ford stuff. If there's something you would like to see me do on Talking Tractors, please drop it in the comments. I don't know what we're going to do next. I do know I'm going to do some history episodes where we actually explore the history of these companies like Case, New Holland, Ford, John Deere, a lot of them. I really would like to talk some about the actual companies because I find a lot of that stuff very interesting. I appreciate you coming by. Thank you very much. Until we see you next time, stay safe. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.